And as this room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like button. Sharing is caring, sharing is content. Let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. We got the press conference that's right around the corner. We've been live for many hours straight on the other one. But now it's time to talk about the tradables. Micah Parsons. We were live for 4 hours. But Cowboys presser after the Micah Parsons trade to the Packers. I forgot to put the E on there, but we're going to get it going the best way possible. Come on with it. Mama said there'll be days, literally, just like this. I'm working quadruple overtime. I'm my own network over here. Law Nation Sports Media Network in the building, baby. Come on. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight.
Read it, the run from it.
Destiny.
Destiny arrives all the same.
And old Destiny is sweet. Oh yes. Shout out to Destiny. If your name is Destiny, let me know in the chat. Because it arrives all the same. Come on. Let's get it. All right. Come on, baby. Yup. They say, ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's Grove? From my studios to yours. And as this room fill up. We still waiting on the presser to be released, man. Appreciate everybody for rocking with us. We will be having Cowboys Collective, but the thing is, they're scrambling and scraping to get some of the beat reporters or beat writers, there to this event or to this presser. And if you are following the Cowboys Collectives, there, we got a guy there that's named John Machota, Machine Gun Machota, and he is also will be there in the building. So we will be pushing Cowboys Collective back so we can get things going. But if you are wanting to check out this particular, shout out to you, Sway, how about them boys? Appreciate you. If you want to check out this particular presser, I just post a link in the chat, so be sure to do that. Mods, get to modding. Overshawn gonna be hungry. Yes, we gotta win in spite of what we said today. I think that with Kenny Clark, he do help out this defensive front. I think that we may be missing out on some pressures from the edge, but if we can fabricate some levels of pressure on the edge and get to the quarterback, then that could be a plus for us. The thing is, what I'm looking at and what I'm seeing from the previous preseason game, which is very hard to go by, is that Donovan Ezerako, he sets the edge pretty well, in my opinion. I see in him being able to do some of those things, but I don't think year one that he's going to be a double-digit sack guy. I'm just being right. I'm not being right, but I'm being honest with y'all. Hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong and that he can get to the quarterback. Also, when we look at the other side, like Marshawn Nealon, He's more of a run stuffer on the edge. He's not a sack guy. But when I talked to Matt Eberflus, who was at Micah Parsons' event, by the way, he raved and raved about Marshawn Kneeland. And, of course, this was before we had Donovan Ezaraku. So I think that it can be a situation and scenario with our two young bookends, Donovan Ezaraku and Marshawn Kneeland, that these guys can figure out ways to fabricate some of those sacks, right? And I'm not saying it's going to be the same way. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're mad. I know we're frustrated. I know we're angry. And I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. I don't have to turn into them boys, but I ain't too proud to beg, though. But guess what? Guess what?
On the real, me and your mama are getting real serious.
Yes, indeed. So, hey.
So it look like I'm going to be around here for a while. I ain't trying to be your daddy or nothing.
Trying.
But if you need some advice, feel free to talk to me.
Feel free to talk to me because I'm going to be here. At the end of the day, where is the team weakness at now? Our linebackers, they shoot, they field, they hit gaps. Our secondary, safety-wise, I think we're in good shape. DB-wise, that's the area of the unknown. We still don't know. Stop the run, if please. Yeah, Greenleaf 2988. I had 2 wishes. Ray J had 1. And y'all know what Ray J wishes were. I'm looking at it from this particular perspective. I want the Cowboys to run the ball and stop the run. Those are the 2 things that I need for the Cowboys to do. Law, you know you are sick. I'm sick. I'm mad. Yeah, we got rid of our number 1 asset on defense because by far he was our best player for this.
Hold on. You have a choice. You can have the boat or the mystery box.
What, are you crazy? We'll take the boat.
No, not so fast, Lois. A boat's a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. You know how much we've wanted one of those.
Then let's just...
We'll take the box.
Now, here's my stance on this, and y'all heard me say this over and over and over and over and over again. It took Aaron Donald to get damn near the Avengers for him to win the Super Bowl. Leonard Floyd, Von Miller, A'Shawn Robinson. At some point they had Sue. They had Jalen Ramsey. I get it. Y'all may say Parsons ain't no Aaron Donald, but he was the closest thing that we had to an Aaron Donald on this particular team, different body sizes, what have you. But I don't think that the Cowboys did things well enough to get things moving. All right, so watch the Cowboys pressure. Come on, where is that? Man, we all waiting here. Man, what kind of time they on over here? Y'all let me know if the presser start. I'm getting all type of updates, but I don't see the presser. You know, y'all let me know what kind of time these boys on over here. All right, so I'm thinking that the Cowboys, it would have been easier. It would have been easier to stock up and get Kenny Clark and keep Parsons. You could have just traded. I would rather, and I'm being real $1 million with y'all, and I get it, $47 million. I don't want to pay that note. I'm glad I don't have that note. But we would have been closer to whatever goal we were trying to do by getting rid of our next year 2026 first-round draft pick and getting us a big boy. It would have been faster that way. But who am I? You know, regardless of it, we have a police officer in the lobby, security guards making sure we have all of the media credentials. This is a big deal. There have been threats and stuff like that. Okay, all right, Calvin. Man, ain't nobody going to do nothing crazy like that, you know. But I guess this is Dallas, so you got to always have precautions and all of these type of things. All right, but it is for what it is. I think that when you look at it, $47 million is a lot of money, though. It is a lot of money. Is a lot of money. We're waiting on the presser. According to Calvin Watkins, is delayed because they had to get security there. Okay, so let me pull this up. Man, everybody's kind of in pain. You know, so right now They said we have police officers in the lobby, security guards, making sure we have media credentials and beyond. This is a big deal. That's from Calvin, okay? And let me see what else they reporting over here. Micah wanted to stay, but he preferred the list of teams, and Packers were amongst those top teams. Parsons also told people close to him in Green Bay, reminded him from Penn State. Okay, a person with knowledge of the trade for Micah Parsons' agent, David Mulugeta, reached out to Jerry and Stevens Jones about the deal. The agent was told either play on his fifth-year option or get traded. Okay, so when he went to try to talk to him, they said either he going to play on his fifth-year option or get traded, and they did just that. All right, so it is for what it is. We are still waiting, ladies and gentlemen, on this press of the kickoff. Let's make sure that button's still live and ready, y'all. The riot squad out there, let me call in, is from Jalen White. I feel you, man. We waiting on this, man, and we're going to get things moving and grooving. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. As news develop, as time and all of the information come out. Yeah. None your business. Appreciate you. Let me see what we got right here. None your business states we need to win in postseason. He had 1 second in the playoff career. Great player, but a no-show in the postseason. Asking for $47 million, Lion is crazy. Oh, wow. 47, shit. That's a lot of money. Yeah, but I get it. I get it. I think that the offer on the table was $7 million less. I don't know where the guarantees of it, where Jerry Jones had it at. But for the Green Bay Packers, that's their deal they got to deal with for 4 or 5 more years, and they got voidable years. We'll see. But here's what I don't want y'all to go down that rabbit hole with. Let the AI speak on this one.
Carl Eli $10. Cowboys Nation, it takes a team. I know we all upset, but let's get behind the boys who are here.
Oh, yeah.
They'll have to work as a team to stop the run. The season ain't over. Let's go Cowboys for life.
Yeah. You're right. The season is not over with, and let's go Cowboys Nation for life. 3 giant tickets for sale. Yeah. DC for life, girl. We beat. Hey, you might want to hold on to them tickets, baby girl, because we beating the damn Eagles week 1. We still gonna beat them Eagles. Ain't that right? Yeah. We beating them Eagles, man. I don't give a dog what's gonna happen, man. Yeah.
We're looking great. Go Birds. Let's go Birds.
We beating them Birds, man. I guess what we got to do is start spelling Dallas wrong. We be in the playoff and beyond, boy. Hey, let's all start spelling Dallas wrong. We going to be in there, man. Come on, y'all, man. Yeah. The presser started. Let me see where is that. I'm sitting here live on it. It still haven't started over here. It haven't started yet. I'm waiting for that presser to start, ladies and gentlemen. We beating them Eagles, man. There you go. It must be a little delayed on my end. Put a 1 if y'all can hear audio.
Calvin, you want to start us out?
Yes, sir. This is for Jerry and obviously Stephen. Why did you decide to trade Micah Parsons?
Well, without being too
Damn.
broad, obviously, we did think it was in the best interest of our organization, not only the future, but right now, this season as well. We've gained it wasn't acceptable, and I honor the fact that it wasn't done in the way that he wanted to do it through an agent. So he was made an offer. There's not an ounce of vindictiveness. There's no bad feelings on my part about the fact that we didn't come together on an agreement. The facts are, and we'll cover it, I'm sure, with many of your questions, but the facts are specifically we need to stop the run. And we haven't been able to stop the run at key times.
Dang, y'all put that
for several years. And
low audio gonna be on their
when
side.
You have the kind of extraordinary pass rush that Michael had, then the way to mitigate that pass rush is to run at you. If the pass rush doesn't get you ahead pretty big time, and you're playing even or behind, then you've really got a problem in stopping the run.
Dang, you put that all on him?
So
That's bad.
Felt as we embark on changing things. We have a coach that we're mighty proud of in Brian, and we're excited about the changes that we're making, not only in the coaching staff, but in the team. I think out of our 60 players that we would count as the actives and a percent of the practice squad, over 1/3 of those players are new. And so we are doing what I've said many times, that if you are the one that owns, and when you look in the mirror, you've got to change. And so that this was a very deliberate, as it played out, reflection on a key player that could bring us a lot of consideration. A lot of consideration now in the player that we got that can help us stop the run, and a lot of consideration in the future. A lot of capital that is required to build a team. It takes many players to be trite to play in the NFL. It takes 11 on the field at the same time. It takes a minimum of 30 or 40 at minimum to have both defense and offense, not including players that are involved in our special teams. So it takes more than one. And so you do have to allocate your resources, whether it be draft picks or whether it be finances. You have to allocate those resources. There was no question in our mind that Michael could bring us a lot of resources on a trade. That has been on my mind since we hired Brian. And so there was no question. As it turns out, all the publicity about the not having a contract, certainly you did your part in making sure that it was known that he was potentially available, and I appreciate that very much. And I say that a little tongue-in-cheek. I'm not really as serious about it. But I will say this, that it was important that we did get, if we could get it, the kind of interest that we got in making a trade for Mike. He was an asset that we got 4 great years out of. But when you are talking about making a contract the kind that he got and for the future, that's quite a commitment. And none of that counts about what he did those first 4 years. It all goes against what he can do for you in the future, the length of that contract and maybe more. Well, then you've got to really weigh how many players. And I'm just going to give you this. Not only do we immediately get a player, but those draft picks could get us, I'm talking top Pro Bowl type players, could. Not necessarily, you're going to be quick to say, you won't necessarily get those players. You got to draft them or acquire them. But they could get us as few as 3 or as many as 5 outstanding players. Now, not only do they contribute in a game that needs a lot of players on the field, not to be elementary, but they also give you better odds that they're going to be a high percentage of those are going to be available, just from the standpoint of attrition or from the standpoint of just sheer limit on how far one player can go. Very few players are Dion playing 100 plays a game out there at the time. So
Dion definitely couldn't stop the run.
Was not just thought about
Shout out
today.
Dion.
This trade has been going on in our minds and our strategies and being talked about. It's been going on all spring. It culminated today, and it came quick, but that's the way things go. it does happen fast when it happens. But you've laid a lot of water. I mean, you've laid a lot of things out there on the water to make it happen.
Kelly Degler, $10. Week 4. Green Bay plays Dallas at home on Sunday night. This might be an interesting game.
It will be, Kelly. Yes, indeed.
I don't want him to have success when he play the Cowboys as much as I do want him to have overall success. But Micah Parsons did an outstanding job for us for 4 years. And a little bit of the way Herschel Walker may have had his greatest contribution to the Cowboys, what he brought to us when he left could be a tremendous thing for our fans and the success of this team.
They did bring Herschel Walker back, too, by the way.
Kenny Clark. We really knew beginning this spring that if we could pick up a top interior defensive lineman just to offset not having a pass rusher, even though it's Micah, but where we're strong is in our pass rushing depth. And we knew if we could get an interior lineman, that was at least something that would improve us right there on a top interior lineman. He comes in strong for us, and he comes in accomplished for us. And so we're glad to have him. It was a prerequisite. We went down the teams, and we only picked teams that had room on their cap that could pay Micah, and we only picked teams that had top tackles, interior tackles, that we wanted to have any dialogue with at all about a trade. That was the criteria of trading. Top existing tackle that could come in here and play for us right now.
Desmond Johnson, $5. Did Jerry watch Clark last year? He not stopping nothing, and you only got 2-1 rounds that both going to be late picks. It's going to be a long year.
We do have the depth to come in here and do that. And then if we could get the picks that we ultimately getting, and we did have several teams that we might have had an opportunity to do something with. We did have that. And so this was no instantaneous happening this afternoon over about a 5-minute period. The other thing that I would like to say is I firmly made a commitment to Micah this spring, and paid him, and to pay him. At that time, I was battling and knew that the other alternative probably was. I had no idea what we might be able to get.
David J., $5. It started raining here in Dallas right after this trade was announced.
That we could use those
it's fair to say that God is
all
pissed.
the way, draft picks as well as cap space. And so that was on our mind. The minute that we saw that we were quite possibly were going to have an issue about whether or not we could do a contract or not, that gave us time, that gave us imagineering. That coupled with bringing in a new coach and bringing in a new staff, we felt it fit for us to have more players, more excellent players, if we do a good job of acquiring those players, plus have a team this year that would give us a better chance. Dare I say that?
Dare I say?
Absolutely. It's not a zero that we're dealing with as far as how much better that we were trying to be, even not having Micah. I've got several other things that I could answer a question with, but I'll stop and just let you ask questions.
The only other thing, you did an amazing job of covering it extensively, but because we have thought about this a lot. But the other thing came into play big was between Coach Schottenheimer and Coach Eberflus, and talking about the defense and obviously getting a player like Kenny Clark, is we also feel like in addition to the depth is you can scheme pressure as well. And I think Coach Eberflus has been really good at that in terms of using scheme to get pressure on the quarterback. But what's tough to scheme is to stop the run.
The other thing that I want to say
Angie
is
Rebel
we
Chicks,
not
$9.99.
gives us 4
Either
first-round
Jerry a
picks
freaky
over the
old
next 2
geezer or my
years.
ears need to be cleaned out
We
with
not
Mondo.
only do that, nothing says we can't use some of those picks right now to go get somebody right now.
Okay, come
Don't
on,
rule
Jerry.
that out.
I ain't gonna rule that out, Jerry. Now that's my talking right there, Jerry.
That
There you
looks at
go.
this and says they're rebuilding right now.
I like that part,
again,
Jerry.
We've certainly got a new coaching staff. And a third of all the players are new. And so obviously there is freshness. We'll use the word new on that basis. But we have the highest paid player in the NFL at quarterback. And we made that commitment last year, and we're proud we made it. It had everything to do with this decision. Everything. It is give us every opportunity with Dak Prescott and Lamb and the base that we've got to win now. And so all you need to do, this would, I'm not so sure this would have been results had we not had Dak. But the fact that we have Dak, we need to stop the run. We really do. We need to get the ball
Stop the
back.
run and run the ball. Those are my two wishes.
Well, that's why it was so important when you say that is Kenny Clark was a big part of this, and that was a part.
They putting a lot of pressure on Kenny
and
now.
we feel like when you
Who shot Kenny? Who killed Kenny?
You know, the frustration is we hadn't been able to win the big game in the playoffs, and we think it is a direct connection to not being able to stop the run, and we think Kenny Clark's going to be a big piece to that, and we felt like because of our depth on the edge, as well as the ability to be able to scheme pressure, that we could make up for Micah, because obviously he's elite at rushing the passer, that we could make up for that. And then in addition to it, as Jerry said so well, is we do now have
Bruce
two
S.
ones in each
$5.
draft over
Cry
the
boys
next 2
can go
years,
on
and
with
nothing
Micah
says
the
we can't
future is
use
bright
one of
need to
those
wear
to
shades.
improve the team this year, which we wouldn't rule out this year.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. Can you, from a timeline standpoint, when did you start negotiating with Green Bay, and when did you give them permission to talk to Mughaleta about a contract?
Yeah, we're not.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not going to get into time frames at all.
Claire's smart, boy.
But we didn't have a deal until this afternoon. I'll tell you, I can say that much. The rest of it, it'd be hard to not characterize the dialogue to pick this call, this time, this time. We talked to Green Bay more than once, more than twice, several times. And that's been, frankly, over the last several days. But it
Kenny
came
Clark
to a
definitely
head,
not a top 10 defensive
as
tackle,
far
though.
as,
You're right. You're right.
acting on it. Remember, there were three people that had to, or three people, there were three.
We didn't even be good right now.
First of all, Micah had to have a contract with them that was satisfactory. They had to agree to the contract, and then we had to agree to the trade. And so it'd be real inaccurate to just, on our part, say what our time frame was without knowing theirs. But I will say that certainly it was probably still up in the air this morning when they went to practice. Kenny practiced out there with them today, and so you might say that it was technically up in the air this morning. Make no mistake about it, what wasn't up in the air was our consideration as a complete organization, that if we could get this done with our terms, we would make the trade. And that was a complete unanimity in the decision-making.
When did you give them permission to negotiate, though?
I'm not, I don't know that I want to.
According to them, they came to you and asked about doing a deal or trying to get something done, and you said play on the 5th year?
Excuse me?
Tell them to play on the 5th year?
Damn, Clarence.
Who is they and we?
Parsons and Mughaleta. Did you tell them to play on the 5th year?
That they wanted to play on the 5th year?
$422.10. Jerry speaking straight full score facts.
As recently as this week or recently in tried to jumpstart negotiations.
Yeah,
you
we
said
had
play
some,
on the 5th year.
We had some dialogue. I'm not going to get into specifics.
That damn Clarence boy.
But it was not in any way out of the order or anything like that.
He gonna get Clarence up out of there.
Basically, I think I've read where they said that I replied, we're playing under the contract as it exists right now, get ready to play Philadelphia. Correct.
Okay.
That was correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Todd.
Jerry, Todd Archer with ESPN. If you were willing to guarantee the highest amount of money for a non-quarterback back in March, but you're also open to possibly making a trade, why not do more or look at it more before the draft, where you would be able to gather those, at least a player or picks then? Why wait until then?
I'm sorry. I think your question is a question about my volition or about what I'm thinking. Is that correct?
I'm just wondering why this wasn't something that could have been done before the draft, to maybe you would have been able to gather draft picks that you could have used in April to help the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'll speculate with you because I haven't gone that deep into my thinking about why I didn't do it and when I should have done it and all that. Really, I'm not, and I'm not trying to be cute, okay? But when I offered Micah the contract that I offered him back in
March. April?
He flew in from out of the country, wanted to come right in. I said, no.
What's
Get
your
you a
point?
night's sleep and come on in the next day. Get you the next day. He wanted to come right in. When I did that, we offered him a contract to come play for the Dallas Cowboys, and it was a good one, okay? Now, it was more guaranteed than what I've been reported that was here now. But my point is, without getting into detail,
What's your
that
point?
was a very genuine negotiation. And I changed the amounts. And then we left, and then he called back and talked to Stephen. Stephen negotiated amounts. We changed those amounts that he called back from. And then, of course, the rest is history. When the time came to say, let's go, then he said, well, let's start the negotiation. And again, nothing in the world am I criticizing Micah about at all. That was every bit his right. And Micah's never been anything but so pleasant for me to be around. I want to be real clear about it, not that it implies that it's not. Things are good here. Things are good here. We have just decided that it was in the best interest of our team to take the consideration that we have. We appreciate his 4 years, but we can take that consideration and we can win in our minds more than had we gone the other route and signed him. That's not a negative on Micah. That's just unique to our circumstances.
Were there any trade discussions prior to the draft regarding Micah?
Dang.
Trade discussions.
They drilling.
With other teams regarding
No,
Micah?
no,
So
no.
could you have done something then?
We had them, but we didn't have them with anybody else.
The draft's in April, by the way, when we were talking to Micah personally.
Right, it was at the end of the month. This was at the beginning of the month.
I got you.
Oh, you mean a day earlier or what? Shit, come on. I'm not
Catching y'all, boy. Y'all gotta be
frustrated with that.
Yeah, you got a lot good.
Jerry, this is just making a move like this isn't something that you normally do. You don't usually move away from star players in their prime. Why is this different right now?
As a matter of fact, I've been criticized for staying with players too long.
True,
The
true,
ones that have,
true that.
That have had, if you will, a relationship, a working together relationship. I had that kind of relationship with Micah. Like I said, I sat with him at a couple of one Super Bowl for sure, and I'm out here and knew his family. Had a hour and a half visit with his mother during the whole first half last weekend, sitting there with me watching the game, up in the box, up in the suite, where we watched the game. And so my point is, there's none of that here. Feel that very good about it. In our judgment, this gives us a better chance to be a better team than we have been the last several years since Micah's been here. Not any negative on Micah, but we're trying to get better. We're trying to stop the run and stay in the hunt.
Did it bother you at all with the way maybe he carried himself, the laying on the training table during the game, and some of those things like that?
Oh, that's not. That is not. I didn't see it. I saw pictures of that, but those aren't ways that you
make decisions.
That you handle being a player and a team concept and the sharpness and paying attention. First of all, ask our Booker, and you can get your butt run over down there if you don't look at what's going on out on the field. Like lost Booker because of it Sunday or Thursday.
Huh?
Nick Harris.
Booker, he hurt?
Jerry, you had said a couple weeks
Is that
ago
breaking
in an
news?
interview with Stephen A. that you were never considering trading Micah Parsons. Was that a tactic at the moment, or did your tune eventually change in the last couple of weeks?
Do you really think if I wanted someone to be interested in him that I would say, oh, I'm going to trade him? It's the opposite. It's the opposite, of course. And I thank you for writing it. I really do.
You had said that it was a unanimous decision to make this deal today.
Yes.
Who was involved in that process?
The entire coaching and the representatives of the entire coaching, as well as our entire front office, everyone that is involved that has an interest in going forward that we counsel with. And as I've told you many times, contrary to maybe something that's written sometimes or what, I really do get huge input and dialogue and opinions from everybody in our organization, and this was unanimous.
Was the leadership council of the players part of that talk?
People that were on it were certainly had commented at points informally because of the fact that we were around the training camp, and we got members that were at training camp that are on that council.
Tommy Yarch, DallasCowboys.com. Jerry said back in, I think it was April, that one of the things you were looking for from Micah before an extension was leadership. Did you see him take those kinds of steps for you, and was that part of the decision to ultimately trade him?
I wanted an elevation because he was going to be elevated to an elite status relative to financial, the percent of the cap that he got relative to all the players. And I really believe strongly that when you have that, then you have an added responsibility to show leadership for the whole team when you're one of the 6 or 7 that are getting 2/3 of the money.
Yeah.
Joe.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. Athletes First represents a good chunk of your Cowboys players, including Tyler Smith. David Mulligetta represents George Pickens, who's on your team. Do you wonder if maybe the interactions you had or didn't have with David Mulligetta might have some ramifications in terms of negotiations down the road?
From everything I've heard from people that know him, he's not that fragile.
Damn.
Let me tell you something. You can't do this stuff. You can't do business like this and be around this and be fragile. I'm not. It still doesn't mean you can't get mad or you can't get in a way, but still, I would think that with his background and what have you, he's very professional and is very willing to keep his eye on the ball and not get caught up in a lot of the other emotion or things that go on. Now, make no mistake about it. Negotiations, and it's not just player. And as a matter of fact, I would like to make this comment. These are young guys, relatively speaking to this guy. These are young guys, and they haven't had times when these their skills and their being of what they're contributing is measured up by some kind of negotiation over money. Now, anybody that doesn't understand that doesn't understand human beings. We all get flair over that. I'm 82. I flare over it today. That's part of that goes with it. And to understand that is frankly, not necessarily you're learning when you're negotiating at the level Micah or his agents are, but certainly on down the line earlier, that's a big part of evolving. That's why third-year linemen sometimes are better and show up when they didn't show up in the first year. People evolve. I look at it that way. Who was it? Stephen A. Stephen A. said, Jerry said, you should have more grace. You should be a little more sensitive. These are young guys, and you've been down that pike a lot and have it. What Stephen A. got back from me was I've had more grace than any human I know of. I've had more grace. Forgiveness is just to say okay. Grace is when okay, plus they give you a lift. That's grace. You all know that. So having said that, I believe that in our players. And I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have a big feeling for our players and, frankly, our coaches.
What's your point?
And so there's never been a case where I ever, past a nanosecond, had a bad feeling after we're through with negotiations and we're trying to sit down and go forward with what we said we would do, and that's play together. You guys give me a great opportunity to communicate, and I'm not the first one. You've had coaches tell you they communicate with their players through the people in this room. And so you guys give us a great forum to express ourselves in a way. And our fans, if I thought that it was sensitive to fans, then that'd be a different story too. I don't. I think it's another little nuance of being involved in our game. Thank you guys for involving them in these nuances. That's why we did draft room cameras. That's why we did all that. So, boy, I believe in the process and the discussion of the process and the questions you have about it.
You mentioned looking in the mirror. Do you think you still plan to continue your player-first negotiation tactic that you used with Micah here, where you wanted to negotiate with him directly?
Oh, I don't think there's any question.
Dang.
Once you are together, I've had hundreds of times and incidences.
What's your point?
Literally hundreds over the last 35 years of where the kinds of relationship that I have with a player and the things we do, and that goes both ways, goes them and me, because those players that were 25 grow up to be 55. And we're still talking, baby. And we have relationships. That's a natural thing to happen when you work together during times that bond you. And so I feel that way about it. That's why I'm here, frankly. It's my main reason for being here. So those things that go over those years are treasures with those guys. Their attorney or their agent isn't necessarily anywhere to be found 10 years later.
True.
Not only that, sometimes they're not even to be found because one guy in the agency's got it handed off to another guy now. So these guys that are sitting here with your Dallas Cowboys and the people that are out here putting it on the line and going to build memories that are a part of their legacies and their families for years and years, then you can't do that through an agency. I mean, through a third party. At least I can't. And so you're absolutely right. If we're going to be at that significant time, and brother, this is significant, the financial consideration, especially nowadays, and it always has been, relatively speaking. When you're doing that in a young person's life, then I want to be where I can be. I want to be in the mix there. I want to be in the, I want them to see me get mad or tear up, or see me say, God dog it, I'll do it. As old Michael Irvin told me one time, he said, Jerry said, we're just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it.
I don't know if Jerry going to be here 10, 15, 20 years
we
from now, though.
There, the two of us.
And I ain't trying to throw this at him, but story time with Jerry right now.
Texas town called El Paso. El Paso. And he goes, God knows, give it to me. I can't even deal with you on a basis like that. Let's go. So my point is, all that time did was last. We're still doing it 30-something years later. That stuff happens. And so I don't view it's a negative for the player either. They're going to get more out of it, I hope, than if I'm around. They'll get more out of it than just that contract.
Only other thing I'd add to that is we do have players that come in and we totally respect it, that say, I don't feel comfortable talking about my contract. I'd like you to go through my agent. And we do that respectfully. I mean, you're not required to come in and negotiate the contract yourself. All the ones we've done like that are those who request to come in and visit with Jerry or myself. That's the only ones we've done that with.
That's like the girl said no to him with them duck tacos.
Here was not to switch who we were talking about. That's a big part of the issue. Bob was starting over after I had really dug deep, changed, dug deep, more, handed it off to Stephen. He dug more. Now are we through? We're through. And then to say, let's start negotiation. Pretty clever if you think about it on their part. That was pretty good.
Skyler Dixon with DAP. This might be for both of you if you have something you want to offer. Was there any point that you felt like Micah genuinely did not want to be here anymore? And if so, when was that point?
I didn't give that a thought.
I never felt it.
But if I felt, I'm satisfied. Micah knows that I care about him, but as much as he, but more important than that, I just want you to know, I didn't give it a thought. It didn't change one thing I was doing, and I'm not trying to be anyway other than I just didn't let that stop the train from accomplishing, frankly, what we end up accomplishing today.
Yes, indeed.
Don't make so much out of that, well, that not talking caused this thing to be done. There's a little thing called stopping the run. There's a little thing called football team having the resources of those picks and having the resources of player we got. That had a heck of a lot more to do with it than any hiccup we might have had in April.
Sockies of The Athletic. Jerry, do you have any regrets over the process of the last few months and how things went?
I am very excited.
What's your point?
Very excited. Beyond any
I'm very excited about very excited.
Of a regret of the consideration that we got in this trade and to have the player. I'm very excited about that. It is more in keeping within my mind what's in the best interest of the Dallas Cowboys.
In terms of things that were said in the media about the agent, any things like that, is there any things that you would do differently if you were to go back?
Oh, no. No, not at all. And nothing at all in terms of regret. You mentioned, you're asking if I regret. No, I don't regret that at all. I'm very, very excited about the prospects of what we've done for the Cowboys here. I wouldn't have done it. I had total control over being able to have it the other way. So I'm excited. We got what
How many times are you going to be excited? Hey, Overshawn is crazy, man. Overshawn about to be up out of here, y'all.
A team you have to go through to get to a Super Bowl, a team that has ended your postseason 3 times in recent years?
We cut it down by 15 teams, 16 teams by in other words, there's not but 31 other teams. And so you're going to be playing half of them no matter how you cut it. So we just cut it down by that. Apart from in our same division, apart from being in the same division, I don't give that in consideration. There's just too many other things, Ed, that you have to think about or resolve or come to grips with. That was a pretty far down the line one.
Second question, you're 7 days from opening the season in Philadelphia. Is there any concern on your part about how your locker room will interpret moving on from one of the premier players in the organization?
Not at all. As a matter of fact, I like what this does.
But from a locker room point of view?
From the locker room, I like. No, if I'm worried about the locker room, I'm absolutely zero worried about the locker room. No, that's not meant to diminish anything here. I'm just not concerned at all about the locker room. It takes a lot of players to play this game.
Let me tune into somebody in the locker room.
We just got a lot of good players.
Done.
He's in the locker room.
In your interview
Can't read the room.
last week, at the end of it, I don't know if you were joking or serious, but you talked about having him come bring Micah in so you guys could figure this all out. Between the conversation in the spring and today, did you at any point talk one-on-one with Micah to try and figure this out?
Did I talk to Micah? About, I'm sorry, I didn't get the.
You had the one-on-one meeting in the spring with Micah.
Yeah.
Between then and now, was there any point that you went to him or he came to you and you tried to figure this out man to man after that meeting?
No, but we were talking, baby. We were talking. That's.
You're on the practice field.
That's the old deal. We had the practice field, but you're talking about the spring. You're aware of the talk we had on the practice field. But listen. Everybody knew exactly what had happened, and they completely knew our numbers. And so that's not. I've been in negotiations where not a lot was said then too, because you had given your numbers. And so there wasn't but one thing left to do, and that's increase the numbers. From their standpoint, okay, mine would have been come in.
Big Drew $5.
So
this
to
is what
say
happens
that
when an
we
owner
didn't
cares
know
more about
what
money
now,
than football.
To be very candid with you, there is a litany of detail that the agent, as well as our office, would have gone over with that agent of detail. But the big ones, the years, the amount, how it's paid, that type of thing, we had discussed. I get it, and I think everyone does get it too. They wanted to go where I stopped, and they wanted to go from there. Is that hard for anybody to see? That's where they wanted to start. That's where I stopped. Now, all you could do is pick up the phone and say that to each other.
You talked many times about your relationship with Micah being unusual in some ways, that you would socialize. You know, we talked about the Super Bowl moment. Do you feel like over these months, could you feel the deterioration with that relationship?
I hadn't had a chance to watch a game with him or go to another Super Bowl. I would have to tell you after we said, let's do that. So I mean, I'm not trying to be cute at all. We have been negotiating, and we basically said, quit talking on the phone. And so we weren't talking on the phone during that time. And I probably don't have 3 people got my phone number. And he was one of them.
Man,
Here at CBS Sports, Jerry and Micah.
Jerry Jones act like he's exclusive. Man, everybody can talk to Jerry.
For other Cowboys,
You ain't exclusive.
Line, they see how this
Yeah,
negotiation
no.
with Micah went. How would you answer their question? Well, gee, what do I have to do to get an extension if Micah can't get one?
Ask Dak. Highest paid man in the NFL. There's a lot of players that they could ask that have been paid down around here. I'll pay players.
So what makes this different?
But look at the cost.
Because we wanted to look and see if we could do what we did. That's the benefits of the trade made it different. Make no mistake about it. We all know we could have signed Micah, but we decided to go with the trade.
Hey, Jerry. Pat Doney with NBC5 here in Dallas. 1 month from today, Michael will be in AT&T Stadium playing in a Packers uniform. Have you allowed yourself to think about that, and what are you expecting that night to be like for you when he plays on Sunday Night Football against your team?
Well, I had to play Emmitt Smith when he was a Cardinal.
This ain't the same, man.
That made it hard. But obviously, we play a lot of players that play them. We compete on the teams that have played the Cowboys. It's free agency. That's what happens. Micah will be problematic, very problematic.
Let me play.
I'd suggest that we.
Wanye about to get cut, dog.
On the ball.
Wanye about to get cut, y'all.
Last one.
City Staples.
Look at Wanye.
Mr. Jones. What do you guys say to the fans who may be really frustrated?
Rich the Great
and
won
upset
$5.
by
Jerry
this
cares
decision?
more about his bottom line,
Well,
aka
I would,
his
like for
pockets,
them to
than
look
he does
at,
the fans, man.
A lot of what we've talked about here, and that's why I'm saying what I'm saying here, because I want them to be interested and involved in looking at it. This was a move to get us successful in the playoffs. This was a move to be better on defense, stopping the run. This was a move to, if we get behind, not be run on. And it was a deliberate.
Man, we better stop every run now.
This happened.
Jerry, don't put that much pressure
The
on
other
Kenny
thing
Clark.
I would say is that
Quinton Warner
We have a
$5.
chance
There goes the clown bringing up M. Irvin playing
get a
on a leg
minimum of
injury
3,
and Herschel
and
Walker.
it could very easily be as
Just
many as 5.
delusional.
Really top players. And you got to look at 3 to 5 to 1 over who's going to help you win the most. And it was strictly that, because it's not only the draft picks that you have as currency, but is the available cap room. And we can take that available cap
We
room
better-
that
we-
we
I don't
were
wanna hear
going
no
to
more
use
cap.
with Micah, and we can pay 3 to 5 players with that we wouldn't have been able to pay. And it's an allocation. It's not a volition. It's an allocation of money. And so we chose to have numbers of players that we could pay handsomely, that would be those caliber of players, not young practice squad players. We're talking players that can really compete.
There
And
you go,
so for
Jerry.
our
I like that.
fans,
I like that.
I think we're better off having those numbers of players. I think we're better off from attrition. As you know, this game is in many cases built around planning injury and knowing that you're going to have injury. You have injury. You've got 5 players rather than waiting on one, or not waiting, but looking at one player. You've got better odds of having, if you will, availability for it. So this gives us the best chance, and we've tried it in a way, that way. And our fans, as well as my mirror, is saying, come on, let's change something up. Let's do something a little different here. Well, how about Brian Schottenheimer? How about loading up with some resources called cap room and draft picks? And how about bringing on those kinds of changes? How about philosophically doing our defense a little different? How about bringing in some better blocking on the offensive line? We have done all of that, and this is a part of it.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Oh my God. Oh my God, man. How y'all feeling about everything? How are y'all feeling about everything, man? This right here, I got some good stuff though. before we take a dump on this, I have pulled together, I have found this clip, and this is Clenny Clark. He had hosted a D-line at his house for film study throughout the spring. I do like that veteran leadership. Now, I'm not feeding y'all bull sugar, but I'm trying to make y'all feel good at least about the 30-year-old interior defensive tackle, which Jerry said don't rule out with these 2 first-round picks that we got from Green Bay, that we can move up and get somebody that's more tangible. So, let's listen to what he said, man.
I mean, we've been doing it. We've been doing it pretty much this whole off season. We did it a little bit like last year. Like we'd get together, watch Indy and all that kind of stuff. But we've been more consistent with it. Just picking each other's brain, talking about different formations, fronts. Main thing with them, I'm trying to get all the younger guys to just understand formations and how to play the blocks. We going back to more playing technique. So it's huge for them to understand formations and how people are going to try to block the front.
It's one thing to do that, when you're in the building, but you guys are doing it on your Friday and Saturday nights. He said,
yeah.
Why?
That's the most sugar I can put on that, y'all. I can't stand to see all of them G's in the background. But y'all give it what I'm saying. At least he's gonna bring that to the table. At least he's gonna bring that to the table. As far as Kenny, that's the only thing that I can say if I can pull out any positive aspect of it. And on top of that, from this presser, there were some things that you can say, okay, all right, cool. The best part that I heard was don't rule out the possibility that we can go and make some other additional trades and stuff like that with the picks that we got. Even though none of this stuff is valid to that point and to that degree of running home with and saying, okay, we are okay with these type of things. And that's just the reality of it, Cowboy Nation.
About Kenny Clark, the defensive lineman that comes to Dallas in this move.
Good player, good guy to have in the locker room. He's a defensive tackle. He's really good against the run. He was a decent pass rusher for a lot of his career. Now he turns 30 this year, and he's got a lot of miles on him. I think he might be entering his 10th season. He was really young when
definitely not a pass rusher, fan.
Who
the hell they got on the phone?
Is starting to diminish. But I don't know how the Cowboys were at defensive tackle, and if they needed help with their interior run game, he will definitely help them there. Good player, just starting to get a little older.
Do you think Green Bay, Pete, would have, if pressed, been willing to give up even more than the 2-1s?
I don't know. 2-1s and Gary's a lot. This does take a bite out of their inside run defense. They've got 2 small, light off-ball linebackers playing kind of on the inside there with Quay Walker, Edger, and Cooper. So this will they might be more vulnerable in there now. I don't know if they'd have given up more. I was thinking, I was actually talking with somebody today, this morning, and texting with them, and I was wondering if it would take the 2-1s and Rashawn Gary to get the deal done.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know for sure that the Packers, wanted to give up Clark but not Gary. Maybe the Cowboys were okay with not taking Gary because I don't know how they feel about their other outside rushers, but Gary's a pretty good outside rusher, and I wouldn't put him in the great category, but he's pretty good. So having him and Parsons on the bookends, now that's got to be one of the best, maybe the best outside rushing duo in the league.
Damn.
BWE, $5. Joe Biden is a terrible person to have as GM of your team.
I didn't think. Oh. I didn't think about this. That last part hurt. That last part hurt, y'all. And here's the reason why it hurts. Can we stop the run or can we run the ball? right? He just said Gary and Parsons may be the two best in the league. Where is our weakness at as it relates to our offensive line? Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele. I'm not saying that I haven't been in practice, but what I'm telling y'all, I've been in practice. I've seen Parsons go up against Tyler Guyton. I've seen Parsons go up against Nate Thomas. I've seen Parsons go up against all of those edge rushers. And I'm telling y'all right now, I hope that Parsons is not ready by week 4. I pray to God that he's not ready, because at this time, I've seen Dak get pressure on that blind side. I've seen the speed, the pressure that Parsons is able to get upfield. We better be trying to run inside the A gap and B gap with Tyler Booker, Cooper Beebe, and Tyler Smith. These boys better be on their P's and Q's when we playing against those Packers. Because I see how the edge rushers are able to collapse that stuff and get upfield. And I'm not trying to tell y'all, I'm not trying to be one of those content curators for smokes and laughs and giggles and all of this stuff. But I'm telling y'all the God honest truth that we better be ready. That's all I'm saying. Because I have, they say have faith of a mustard seed. I got that. I got that faith. That's the only thing. You need to have faith the size of a mustard seed in order to get things going, right? But that's on the Grand Creator. But for the Cowboys, shoot, I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, it is for what it is, Cowboy Nation. And that's not fear talk. This is just reality talk. Because I know for sure, y'all don't got no faith in Tyler Guyton blocking anybody. And I shout out to Tyler Guyton, shout out to TJ. Talk to Mama Guyton, Daddy Guyton, or Stepdaddy Guyton. I talked to all of them. I don't know if his last name ain't Guyton. But y'all get what I'm saying. I talked to them boys. So we just better be ready, I'm just saying. And I can't stand. I definitely can't stand Green Bay Packers. And we don't know. We definitely don't know what Booker going to bring to the table. So it's going to be like we were looking at it from the we were looking at it from the ideology of stopping the run. I'm going to tell y'all, Kenny Clark is good, but he wasn't good last season on stopping the run. So we'll see how Matt Eberflus, Aaron White-Cotton is going to get things going. But hey, what I tell y'all this though, that it is for what it is, man. We'll find out, man, how we can get things going for the 2025 season. But it is for what it is. It's crazy. Christopher Love says 13.5 sacks a season. Yeah. 13.5 sacks a season. A week on the run defense generation to give me that defensive tackle and 2 first-rounders, Arch Manning. We're going to win too many games. We're going to win too many games to be in the sweet states of Arch Manning. And truth be told, even if you get Arch Manning, there's no guarantees that for every Josh Rosen, there's a Josh. For every Josh, for every Josh Allen, there's a Josh Rosen. So that's all I'm saying. And I remember people were saying, I remember y'all Cowboy fans, Joe Milton's going to be better than Dak. Okay, I'm still waiting on that. Trey Lance is better than Dak. Okay, I'm waiting on that. I've had people that put in the chat, Zach Wilson is going to be better than Dak. I'm still waiting on that, So all I'm saying is, even with Arch, what you looking at? You preparing yourself for giving him at least 3 to 4 year grace? So you talking about 2030, 2031, 2032? That's a long time from here, man. Johnny Manziel, Tebow, and all of them boys. And who is to say we got purchasing power for that? We are not finna lose all them games this year. Yeah, Cooper Rush better than that. Some people still believe that, though. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Kenny. Ain't nobody, man. So all I'm saying is, man, don't. That's what we do. That's what we do. I've seen people quote, Shador Sanders is better than Dak. Shador barely make the team over there. And I ain't beating him up. Shout out to my guy Shador. Shout out to my JSU side, too. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So it's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Bro, Joe Milton is a beast. What is this shit? All I'm saying is just measure. Twice, cut once. All right, let me see what we said. All right, So we got a couple of minutes before we kick off the Cowboys collectives. Okay, so that's going to be the next process here, man. All I can say is that Vanilla Dice says Arch Manning going to be 100. Let's see him play this season first, right? Look. If y'all want to crown him. But he got to shout out to hook him Longhorns and everything. Let's see what he going to do this season. And they better beat Ohio State. I bet not see Texas, y'all got no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuses. Y'all got the wide receivers, your running game, and y'all got Arch Manning, not Arch Diddy. And y'all better be arching it over there, and y'all better beat Ohio State. I don't want to see nothing. Texas, they better win this year. And I'm going to stop hearing all of this Arch stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And what if Arch declares and say, hey, I don't want to come out next year. I want to stay in the league. You better hook them. And y'all better not lose them to Texas A&M either. You better not be letting them giggles beat you. Law, is Micah better than Dak at his position? According to his position, he's probably be considered one of the top 5 or the top 6 defensive edge rushers. So Dak, according to his position, he's not considered a top 5, unfortunately. So we want to go that way. I don't think Dak is considered top 5. I can't believe this SHIT, basically. Man, this is what I wake up to talk. Talk about the rude awakeness. Shout out to you, Big, man. Appreciate you so much. Hey, it's fun, dog. Look, we're just going to have to figure it out. Smart trade, look at positives. So far, there's a wedge in the locker room. There's some people surprised to see this. There's some people, let me just be real with y'all. Not everybody was a fan of Micah Parsons, right, in the locker room. Not everybody was fans, right? There's people that were fans of him, and there are people who wasn't. So we'll see how all of that goes, you know what I'm saying? And should have traded Tolbert instead, and we'll find out about what's happening with that. They did release Ryan Flo. Maybe that was to make room for Kenny. But no, that didn't make room for Kenny because he already had Micah. So I don't know. They released Ryan Flanoy. I don't know what they're going to do. Normally they fill in that voided area with another wide receiver. Name me a dynamic wide receiver that's able to be out here on the field for us, man. Let me know, because that could be nice. Shoot, Pickens. Look, Lamb, and whatever it may be. Here's another thing that I want to say, too. I love the fact I got Dr. Q. Hold on. Let the AI speak on this one. Let the AI speak on this
Quentin
one.
Warner, $5. Law, if there is a bright spot is when Cowboys play them. You may need a blocking RB and rely on Pickens. CD. Turpin Doc throwing 40 times not good.
That is a bright side. We got purchasing power now. We can go get a Breece. Well, Breece Hall, he ain't really that much of a move. He's a needle mover, but he's been hurt for the last few years too. All right, so the Cowboys been listening to somebody. I said I got 2 wishes. Can we stop the run and can we run the ball? Now we got 4 weeks to figure out can we run the ball. We got week 1 and week 2 to see if these guys can do anything. But we got purchasing power. Who would be a running back that we would like to see with the silver and blue and the star on the side of his helmet? Who would be that person that we can trade for? And I'm not wanting to trade for a guy. I know Josh Jacobs. Can they get Josh Jacobs too? Cooper already went back to the Raiders. Who can be a guy that we can trade for with one of these first-round draft picks that we got to run the ball if these guys can't do it? Who will be one of those guys? Y'all let me know. Who's disgruntled right now? Karen Williams. No, they're not gonna get rid of him. Jonathan effing Taylor. Vanilla. Was he there when Matt Eberflus was there? Maybe they got some type of relationship. Oh my God! All will be forgiven if we figure out a way to get Bijan Robinson. Oh my God! Now trade Bijan. Give the Atlanta Falcons a first-round pick for Bijan Robinson. Hook'ems again. Hook'em Longhorns. Yeah. Now we talking.
Dom $5.
Now we
How
talking.
is a good trade when the only reason we are in this position is because of bad management? Signing him earlier would have saved $12 million plus a year.
True that, but I think that patient ran thin on Micah Parsons was a true thing, right? If somebody said just keep the picks. Brees Hall for $199, Christopher Love. Give us Bijan Robinson right now. Gibbs ain't going nowhere. Genty, I mean, he just got drafted this year. Unless you got some Illuminati stuff that you can get him over here and Bohemian Grove rituals, and maybe they can get him here, but I don't know. Man, we dreaming at this point. Am I dreaming? Oh, my God. All right, so let's do this right quick. I got some people that was patiently waiting here. I got Russell, man, from the H-Town Get Down, 832, man. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Frenkel Firm, man. What's good with you? Russell.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's good with you, man? What's going on with you, man? What you got for me? You all right? You crying?
To be the worst trade. It's got to be the worst trade since the Shaquille O'Neal trade from the Magic to the Lakers, man.
Oh, man, that was the best trade ever, man. What the hell you talking about, man? Come on with it. Man,
man.
Hey, man.
I'm going to tell you, man. Listen to that thing, Law. Man, because people forget, man. I'm a Cowboy fan.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
To the core. And I'm in Houston, Texas. We in football country, right?
Right.
We was 3-7 when Micah Parsons came back from that ankle injury last year. You remember this, Law? With Cooper Rush at quarterback, no DBs, and this man got us to 7-7, man. With Cooper Rush, no DBs, no wide receivers. So people say, well, Micah came. You don't have nothing over there. Jimmy Johnson already told Jerry not to trade the man. That's all you got.
Yeah.
Jerry said this. Go look it up. So for people who's saying you trade a 25-year-old Superman, ain't nobody blocked Micah Parsons but Trent Williams, a Hall of Famer. Surefire. Nobody.
Yeah.
We can't help it. We playing the 49ers every year in the playoffs. The man's 6'8", 350, man. Micah can't get around that.
Oh yeah, Trent Williams. Yeah, he was difficult, man, for us, man. He could put them vice grips.
Nobody get around you. Trent Williams ain't gave up a sack since I've been watching football.
Man.
So for people who saying Micah didn't do nothing in the playoffs, we was up 10-9 on the 49ers, and your boy Dak Prescott threw 3 interceptions in the fourth quarter. I'm gonna take you back.
2.
You know what I mean?
Oh, you talking about the Green Bay? Yeah. Keep going.
No, the 49er game from about 2-3 years ago. We was up 10-9.
Okay.
Going into the fourth, and Dak did his thing and threw them 2 interceptions.
Right.
And the Green Bay game, Dan Quinn was trying to sabotage. I don't think what was the coach we just left? He wasn't really wanting to coach, man, and he was scared to hire people to help him. You talking
about old boy Mike McCarthy? He knew he was on his way out.
Horrible, man.
Yeah, he knew he
was horrible. So we finally
got
some coaches, and we got some depth, and we finally got some speed around Micah, man. And so I was really sneakily thinking we had a shot at the Super Bowl this year with Micah, because we finally got some running mates. We weren't going to depend on Diggs. You got Bland. You got now don't get me wrong, Kenny Clark is a upgrade over Mozzie.
I mean, come on.
Talking about a Hall of Fame player This all time is sacks in your first four years in the league.
But you know what? You know, it was only like two players that had like more sacks and pressures than him, and his name was like Reggie White and DeMarcus Ware. Right.
That's what I'm telling you.
So you're right on that. You're right on that. But my thing is now, Russell, my thing is now though, bro. We can hold the hell out of Parsons, and they better not be calling no holding calls. So week four, we should be able to hold Parsons, and they better not call it. If they call hold calling on Parsons, if they call holding call on whoever, Tyler Guyton or Terrence Steele, I'm gonna be like, hell no, man, I'll be moving furniture around here.
Everybody holds this man, and you know, Guyton Steele, they can't move.
Yeah, they better hold him then.
Man, we got the worst pair of tackles in the league.
We do.
Hey, man, I'm wondering what these people talking about. This is the only surefire Hall of Famer we got on this team.
Yeah, man. But, hey, man, I appreciate you, Russell. Man, let people know. Let people hear it then, man, if you can.
How about them Cowboys, man?
Yes, indeed.
Go, Long, go.
Yes, indeed. Go, Long. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Yeah, so we better be able to hold Parsons. We better say, lift me up, hold me down. We better be able to hold him down. Yeah, we better be able to hold Parsons. I want to be able to hold him the entire time. When we play against him week 4, if they call a holding call, I'm going to be pissed. Yes, indeed. All right, I got 443. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me, 44.
Yo, what's up, Law Nation? What's good, brother?
Not much, man. Talk to me, man.
All right, I just got one word for how today, you know, it's just incompetence, man. If you're going to trade this, man, you should have done it in March, in April. You could have got max value for one. For two, for all the people who's coming for Parsons playoffs, I looked up the stats of like all the other premier pass rushers, Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt. They're all hovering around the same numbers in their playoff stats. So
come on with it, boy. You preach
he's
it.
Not showing up in the playoffs. It's just not true. Yes, the sacks are not there, but he has the pressures. It's football. It's a team sport. It's not just him on the defensive line, bro. So that whole narrative is just mute, in my opinion.
I hate the fact that they made it about one entity, about Parsons not being able to stop the run. And I'm sitting there like, damn, he wasn't here in 2018 when they ran through us. I'm thinking CJ is still running somewhere, right? He wasn't there.
He's still running down the tunnel, bro.
Yeah, but keep going.
But yeah, and for 3, I'm kind of looking at Shoddy with the side eye. I'm not gonna hold you, bro, because I think, in my opinion, if he would have came out and said we want Parsons, he needs to get paid. Everyone in that locker room, everyone would have rallied behind this man. He didn't say nothing, bro.
Man, he's still on papers, man. He's still on probation, bro. He on that 90-day probation, bro. He's he been 30 years without a head coaching job. It'd have been 31 years if he didn't if he wasn't close to the Joneses, man. Come on with it, man.
I didn't think of that.
But in closing, on your last point in closing. Yeah.
In closing, bro, I'm still a Cowboys fan.
Right.
It hurts like hell. I literally have one Cowboys jersey, and that's the Micah Parsons jersey. All the other ones I gave away to like nephews and shit like that. Only got one jersey, bro. I don't think I'm buying another jersey till I don't know, bro.
Hey, we gonna win the Super Bowl this year, man. Watch out now.
Hey, man, I'm going streaking in the streets, bro. They're gonna see butt cheeks and butt. Come on now.
All right, bro. Be careful out there in Baltimore now. Omar coming. Appreciate you. Oh boy, Baltimore. You better not do that out. Omar's coming. He's coming out from the grave. Oh, God died in real life too. Apologies, man. No shade at that. But appreciate y'all. All right, I got Dr. Q from the 210. You in? Talk to me.
Hey, but what's going on, Cowboy Nation?
Yeah.
Hey, man,
So my take on it, Law, is both parties have to take culpability for this, man. It's just, both parties, Jones and Parsons. The thing is, I know exactly, even though, we want to say, how could a lot of people, how could Parsons do this? But it's about the money grab in terms of can you think about it? Jerry offered him if the numbers are right, he offered him 200 and it would have came to 202 million for 5 years, but I don't think the 136 was guaranteed. The Packers offered him 188 for 4 years, 136 guaranteed.
Right.
But so if you figure that out, as you see, he is making $7 million more with his new team. And there's no one on any job that's going to go back to the supervisor and say, man, you paying me too much money, man. Don't pay me this money.
Yeah.
So the money back, unfortunately,
Orlando
it's
Brown
like that.
Jr.
A lot of us
South
get
Cowboys,
caught up with,
$5.
man, this is
By
like the
trading
previous caller,
Parsons,
this is a
extending
Hall of
Pickens,
Fame and all of
Bland,
that.
and
But the
T.
business
Smith
side
should be
of
the
it,
next
man,
on the
you have to
agenda
kind of
and should
say,
happen
hey,
easily.
you understand why Parsons did it, man. As I stated in the chat, I'm talking fast because I know you got other people. I said in the chat, you have to figure out when you do face them, even though your tackles are weak.
Right.
They got two of the better DNs on their team. The great thing is you have the Pickens, you have the CD, you have the Turpin, and then you have your tight end. So, but now that can rely on, not rely, but we don't want to get into where Dak is throwing the ball 40 times. So if we can get a bruiser of a running back on certain plays that can come in there to maybe slow down them too. You're not going to be able to stop them. I think you'll still have success on them, misdirections, et cetera, because we know Parsons can get frustrated.
Yeah.
Now, but this is going to entail, again, health. When you do face them, hopefully you got your dogs on board where you can use the running back we got from Denver, run them up the middle, and we can use our bruisers, the center and the two guards, that would kind of help alleviate that. Pretty much taking Parsons somewhat out of the game. My last thing before I go, the biggest issue I have, man, I told you before, I never cared for Jerry Jones, because I get sick and tired of hearing about how when we had Michael Irvin back in the 90s. Look, man, I'm so tired of living in the 90s, man. Yeah. Even though I was born way before then, he always wanted to say, well, we got Michael Irvin back from an injured leg, and he played, and then we did the Herschel Walker trade, man. Let it go. Let it go. You got the money. He's gone. Now you got to figure out what is going to be the best way to better our team, even though we got these 2 first-round picks. Do you do something silly? Because I tell you before,
you don't sit on these.
Always figure. That's what I'm saying. He always figure out a way to mess it up, and that's my only nag with my boys, man. It's the owner. He always figure out ways to mess it up. But we still gonna ride with him, man, and hopefully they can just prove us all wrong. Let's get our players back healthy, because we know we haven't started 25 yet. 26 gonna look different. We know 26 gonna look different, because I don't know if they're gonna sign Pickens. I don't know if they're gonna sign. I think Tober's gonna be gone. I think Steele's gonna be gone. So they're gonna lose some players the following year. So the great thing, and I'm gonna go roll on this one.
In closing, because I got the collectives in 10 minutes. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Take care.
All right. That was a great call from my guy, Dr. Q. All right, so AI Tisha, update me on the not Cowboys contract. Oh, Lord, stop. Update me on the Micah Parsons contract. Give me the numbers. On that.
Packers' big contract on Micah Parsons signed a 4-year, $188 million contract with the Green Bay Packers, including $136 million guaranteed, and an average annual salary of $47 million.
Lord.
In 2025, Parsons will earn a base salary of $21,324,000, while carrying a cap hit of $21,324,000.
Thank you, lady. Appreciate you so much. AI T-shirt. That's my girl right there, man. Don't y'all mess with her. Don't y'all infect her. Yeah, y'all will use protection when y'all around her, man. Don't be messing around with her. All right. So with that being said, I got some updated information from Jane Slater. Be mindful that this is just happening right now. Let's see what we got here from Jane Slater.
Well, I do think it's apropos that when I look outside, it is stormy and very dark today, kind of the mood over this city. But there were a couple of things that stood out for me. One, they are absolutely correct about the need to stop the run. I talked about this last week. You know, they were bottom of the league, giving up an average of 137 rushing yards a game against Philadelphia in that one game, week 17, 179 yards. They were averaging about 4 yards a pop. And so this is something they've talked about internally. When I reached out to former coaches, and I said, what do you think is happening here with the Micah deal? As one person explained to me, the building had concerns that Micah just didn't love football enough. In other words, he would sort of...
Oh, Lord. They done paid this girl. Here's what I know. That brother loves some football. And I know they're telling her that. But here's what I also know. We better run that damn ball on Green Bay. We better run that ball because we've been talking about Parsons can't stop the run. Parsons can't stop the run. And y'all single that out to just him. It's going to be...
sort of drift in and out of meeting rooms. They couldn't get him to focus. And this person truly believes that the Cowboys have convinced themselves that this is addition by subtraction. And Jerry was essentially trying to sell that to us. I think maybe there's a part of him, even though he says they were sort of resolute in this, I still think maybe he needed some talking about this leading up to this decision today. But I think the building and maybe even some of the locker room thought, you know, maybe we should move on. Not necessarily a full dislike or wanting to move on from Micah, but realizing you do have this generational haul. This thing has gotten messy. He wants to get paid. We can't pay him right now because of what we've done with our roster and paying CeeDee Lamb. You're going to have George Pickens coming up, Tyler Smith. And I think they had to weigh all of it in its totality and get a deal done. My only thing about all of this, guys, is it could have been handled better, in my opinion. I think a lot of people can understand the merits of the trade and why it happened. I just don't think it should have or needed to get as messy as it did.
Man, oh my God. All right, well, we about to get started with the Cowboys collectives. I'm just going to tell y'all right now, regardless of the situation, we better be on our P's and Q's, ladies and gentlemen. We better be on our P's and Q's because we wrote a big check. And this is not for a rookie coach to really handle. Now, normally on these type of pressers, you have your head coach talking. What's his ideology of trading away one of your better players? I'm optimistic still about the Cowboys and the directions that we may have for the future. But man, this could have been happening as a situation that one day we wake up and he's gone. But now they'd have made it. As it relates to this type of situation. I just want our guys to load up and lock in and be ready. Parsons is now the ops, and we're going to have to handle him that way. We got to be some lion killers now, baby. We can't fold up like Wallace and lawn chairs week 1 against those Philadelphia Eagles, who, dare I say, who just won the Super Bowl. We want to make sure when they lift up that banner and they celebrate with that at the end of the day marks an L. I don't give a dog who we done lost. As they say, my body be punished for hard living. Hands on the strap, so prayers to Father, please forgive me. Police be rushing looking when they see me. I flaunted America's Most Wanted. We live on TV like pleasure and pain. I'm stuck in this game. Yes, I'm stuck in this game. So they better be ready. Because the beat of our hearts is crying Cowboys, silver and blue. So with Parsons or without Parsons, we're going to be sending those Eagles week 1, September the 4th, to start celebrating and supporting the Green Bay Packers to do what they couldn't do week 1. That's what I want us to do. So stand tall or not at all, Cowboy Nation. We were fans of this team before Parsons was born and before he knew the color blue or knew how to spell blue or put a star on. And we'll be fans even though he's gone and not here. So we're going to get ready for this particular situation, Cowboy Nation. So don't fret. Don't fold up like wallets nor lawn chairs. Let's get it. Mama said that there'll be days just like this, but let me tell you something. Cowboy Nation, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything taut and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, or lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or the poverty or the famish or fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, I want to ask you, none your business. I want to ask you, Element Prod. I want to ask you, Leon Webb. I want to ask you, Unlucky. I'm going to ask you, Richie, what is your profession?
Spartan! What is your profession?
Let's get it, baby. Let's get it, Kimbo. We ain't scared. We ain't running for nobody. So bring y'all on here.
I wake up, thumb down now, no drip this, tell them run it up, no sleep, no rest, night crash, might but first I tell them run it up. I wake up, thumb down now, no drip this, tell them run it up.
Pull your strap on me, you better kill me, baby. My phone make sure all your kids go broke.
Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10, rub through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my own. Thought I could trust you, I found out you tried to zone me. I'm number 1 up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on, let's get it.
I wake up, thumb down now, no drip this, tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I tell them run it up. I wake up, thumb down now, no drip this, tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I tell them run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip where
Philly.
I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games.
Not mine,
made some
baby.
bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my
name. I wake up,
thumb down now, no drip this,
Come on, check out Cowboys Collective. Join in right now. Cowboys Nation, let's get it. Law Nation, tell them run it up. Come on with it, baby. Let me do this right quick. Stretch. I want all of y'all to join over here. We're gonna raid our own show. So I want y'all to come join me over here on Cowboys Collectives. Let's keep that energy rolling and getting things going in the best direction. Come on. Cowboys Collective. Jump on in. I'm seeing y'all. We finna start in about a minute. Yeah. Let's get it. All right.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in. Take a bite of my burger.
The link is pinned to the top of the page. Let's flood it. Cowboys Collective. We got John the Insider. Until next time.